Greetings Antillians and welcome to Anthill TV. Guy King and Bevan Clark co-founded their business Stateless Systems 5 years ago with what's been reported to be a $30 startup injection, and recently in the news you may have read that they reportedly sold their business, or a product of it, RetailMeNot, for a reputed $90 million US. I'm joined with Guy King right now, co-founder of Stateless Systems. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me.
I should say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, praise Allah, praise the winter goddess solstice or whatever.
There's a lot of that going on at the moment.
You have many reasons to be thankful. Now, I've heard it reported that you sold your business for $90 million US, but you were telling me earlier that might not be the case, and it's not even something that you're allowed to talk about anyway. Why have people been saying $90 million?
Well, as you said, we're not allowed to disclose it. We signed a contract that said that we wouldn't. But that figure's coming from an amount of money that the acquirer raised prior to buying us. So
an organisation raised $90 million. They went out and then bought you shortly later. And TechCrunch has come out and said that they must have spent $90 million on this particular company.
Yeah, and everyone's just kind of run with it at that point.
And I won't push you to answer exactly what the amount was, because I like you and I don't want you to go to court. It's also been reported that you started the business with $30. Now that's a very unusual figure. Where did this number come from?
Now that bit's accurate. Take or leave a couple of dollars, but it was just really
factoring in inflation.
It could be US as well.
Okay.
But it was just a domain name and some shared hosting at the time, and then built RetailMeNot over a weekend, and banged it up, and just sort of grew from there. So
your broader business was Stateless Systems, which I think was a finalist or a winner in our Cool Company Awards last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, we won. I think we won a couple of categories at that.
Yeah. I should have done my research better.
Me too.
But I remember you accepting an award. Stateless Systems, the bigger business, and how long's that been running for?
So RetailMeNot was we started that about 4 years ago.
4 years ago.
And then Stateless Systems as an entity followed fairly quickly after that.
And what were you doing when you started RetailMeNot? Were you at university, or were you working for someone else? Or?
No, so I'd been working in web design for quite a while at that point. And I was actually working as a UI designer at realestate.com.au.
UI meaning?
Interface design, like front-end design.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
What's the U stand for? Usability or something? Or user?
User interface design.
User interface design.
Yeah.
And you and your mate Bevan went, I reckon there could be a couple bucks in this concept.
That's right. So I'd always sort of dabbled in doing things in my spare time. One of the earlier sites I did was a site called bugmenot.com. That's a little bit controversial, but that was in 2003, and so RetailMeNot was another side project. And
what was BugMeNot? 2003 was also the year that Anthill was born. There's some synergy here. Anthill, BugMeNot.
It's clear.
What was that about?
So BugMeNot's a way to bypass compulsory registration on websites. So it was...
Okay, stop there. Don't listen to this guy. No, because on the Anthill website, we obviously encourage people to sign up to our community, our lifestyle, our way of life.
Sure, but I think the defining point is that you don't force people to. And BugMeNot was very much a reaction to a trend that was happening at the time, where these websites were putting up walls in front of their content, sort of in an effort to experiment.
Early paywalls, huh?
That's right. Yeah. And so, I mean, everyone kind of knew that people would just make up fake details, put in those forms anyway. So I just thought we'd make the process a bit more efficient.
Yeah, lucky me at gmail.com.
Yeah.
I'm a fake at gmail.com. So you started RetailMeNot over the course of a weekend, and ostensibly it's like a coupon business, isn't it?
That's right.
It's like vouchers and discounts for different shops.
Yep, that's right. So it's online coupon codes, where anytime you buy something online, when you get to the checkout, sometimes you'll see that field that's enter in a coupon code.
Yep.
And RetailMeNot's similar to BugMeNot in that it's a collaborative model. Anyone can come along and post up a coupon code they've found, and then other users can vote on it and comment and all that sort of thing.
So BugMeNot was like a repository of like login details for any site. RetailMeNot was a repository of deals and coupons for a range of different sites.
That's right. Yeah.
And are the people who put the deals on the sites, are they the retailers and the sellers, or is it their customers?
In some of the cases, we now have relationships with hundreds of merchants, and they actively give us codes to put up there. But a lot of the times, it's they can be from anywhere and everywhere: Twitter, Facebook, newsletters, you name it.
Yeah. It's an early form of Web 2.0 user-generated content style of business.
Yeah, and
sounds so dated now, doesn't it, when you talk about Web 2.0 and
it does.
User-generated content?
It does. But we sort of cut our teeth on BugMeNot, which was using that model back in 2003, which was
very early.
Yeah, it was fairly different at the time, and learnt a lot of lessons about how crowds of people work, and just and made that work in the coupon sense, and it worked out for us. We managed to set up this model where the more people would visit the site, the more offers, coupons we'd get, and the more votes we'd get, and the more people would come.
What were some of the stats that your buyers looked at when they made their decision?
Sure. So we're doing around 15 million visits a month to the website. 15
million unique unique individuals, 15 million.
Yeah, visits according to Google Analytics. And so
that's amazing.
So on Black Friday this year, just gone, we had 1.2 million visitors in one day, and then Cyber Monday, 1.5 million visitors in one day.
Wow.
It's also very profitable because we're right at the end of that purchase cycle.
And the overhead's not particularly significant either. So, it works out well. I want to talk to you for a second about Groupon. Sure. Everybody's talking about Groupon. Okay, Groupon, the large collective buying site, which Google just offered to buy for $6 billion, and Groupon turned it down. Firstly, would you have turned down $6 billion if you were the owners of Groupon and Google gave you a call?
I think I would have done a lot of things for $6 billion.
You could do wonderful things with $6 billion. I was gonna ask. Well, firstly, do you think that was a fair valuation of Groupon?
I think they built an amazing business that's the profitability is on a scale that's pretty much never been seen before, from what I've heard. I do worry that there might be a fatigue factor, though. Like you hear talking to people that they've gone and bought these deals and then just never ended up using them. But
yeah.
They own that space now, and that's why everyone's trying
in the
to
US they largely own that space. In Australia we've got a lot of copycats, but I shouldn't make fun of them, as Anthill now is quickly assembling its own collective buying website to extend our community.
Yeah.
Do you think that the popularity of Groupon and also the finance frenzy that is going on in that space at the moment, do you think that influenced the purchase price when it came about to selling your business?
Possibly. Not so much, I don't think, because the business that ended up acquiring us had sort of been in the game for a while anyway, and they tend to see those offline coupons as a very different area to the online discounts. So I don't think it maybe influenced our purchase that much. We don't even really see them as Groupon as competitors, for example.
So they would have just been looking at the multiples and seeing if they can build it into their network, how much more money they can make out of it, and those sorts of traditional things. And
I think it's a pretty easy win for them because we're essentially a few guys in Australia running this thing out of a shed kind of thing.
Yeah. And with 15 million unique browsers a month, that's quite astonishing. I met the chaps from freelancer.com the other day, and they had 2 million, and I thought that was pretty amazing.
Yeah, it still blows my mind, those numbers, we've been growing at quite a steady clip for the last 4 years, and there's no real sign of that slowing down. Which it doesn't surprise me that much, because why wouldn't you check for a coupon? It's 20 seconds of work.
And now we're all accustomed to it, and we can do it in the shop while we're there using our mobile phones.
That's right.
I wanted to ask a question about the whole process of the deal. Did they call you? Did you call them? How did this all happen? You're sitting at home one night watching television, and it clocks over 9 a.m. and whatever it is, American time, and the phone rings, or what the hell was going on?
Sure. So people had been watching us for a while, and about a year ago we had an offer that was enough to make us sit up and pay attention. But we always decided that no matter what we were offered, we wanted to go a competitive sort of approach, like an silent auction type system. So we jumped on a plane over to the valley and found a investment banker to represent us, and then they basically just started to talk to anyone and everyone who would be potentially interested, and it went from there.
That sounds like a very, very sensible approach. For some reason, I thought it was going to be more complex than that. But find someone who's already done it and is good at them and pay them to do it for you. Yeah,
and I mean, these guys, they're quite remarkable to watch. One of the heads of this business actually negotiates for the UN in places like Kosovo and whatnot. So they're certainly a lot better at these business negotiations than I am. That's for sure.
So your sale was a cakewalk. There wasn't lives at stake.
Yeah, I think
until
so.
You saw the figure and almost had a heart attack.
Yeah.
That's all right. Thanks so much for chatting with me, Guy. I look forward to seeing what you do next.
Yeah.
Maybe drinking pina coladas on the beach while riding white ponies or something like that.
Yeah, definitely a bit of that involved, I think. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Guy. I've been James Tuckerman, and you can put that in your Tucker bag.